You've got big dreams. You want to build something meaningful to live a life that actually excites you. But there's a problem. You keep putting things off. You know what needs to be done, yet somehow you just don't do it. And every time you delay it, a quiet voice in your head reminds you that you could be so much more. That voice turns into guilt. Days pass, weeks go by, and eventually that guilt becomes your normal. You start to accept it. Then a new year rolls around. You write down the same goals, make the same promises, and start again with that burst of motivation. But it doesn't last. Before long, procrastination slips back in, quietly like it always does. And before you know it, you've labeled yourself as lazy. But here's the truth. You're not lazy. You're stuck. And what's holding you back isn't a lack of willpower, it's inertia. In physics, inertia means that things at rest tend to stay at rest and things in motion tend to stay in motion, unless something pushes them to change. That's Newton's first law. And it applies just as much to your habits as it does to physics. Starting anything, a workout, a project, a new habit, always takes energy. It's that first push that's the hardest. But here's where most people get it wrong. They make the starting point so big, so heavy, that it feels impossible to move. So instead of starting, they scroll. They distract. The key isn't to find motivation. It's to lower the barrier to start. Tell yourself you'll do just a tiny piece of the task. Write 50 words instead of 5,000. Do 2 push-ups instead of a full workout. Study for 2 minutes instead of the whole hour. And the magic is, once you start, you usually keep going. Because once something is in motion, it wants to stay in motion. At first, it feels like you're pushing a heavy boulder uphill. But the moment you break that stillness, that inertia, it starts rolling. Momentum takes over. And suddenly, it's easier to keep going than it was to begin. So if you want to beat procrastination, stop waiting for motivation. Make the first step small enough that you can't say no. Because you don't have to finish the whole journey today. You just have to take the first step. As Martin Luther King Jr. once said, you don't need to see the whole staircase. Just take the first step.